So today I'm going to be talking about a name that I did not think I would be covering pretty much at all. He's not been talked about too much in the recent news of at all. Like his last big scandal was probably like 2020. That was like a buzz at most compared to how big he used to be. And that's something he's going to talk about. Like you saw in the title of this video, he thinks he got a bad rap for all the things that went down over the course of his online career. Let's just get into it. There's nothing else to really say.
And for the past 12 years on that channel, or 14 years in general on YouTube, I've been an internet content creator that has made gameplay, mostly raw, unedited gameplay with live commentary over it. But over the years, I've made a wide variety of other content, including game reviews, podcasts, and other things.
Now, understand when he says raw, he means raw. Like, this stuff was like being recorded on a little camera because he started out before capture cards were a big thing. And he stuck with the camera for so long that he ended up getting eclipsed by a lot of smaller creators. But that's neither here nor there. But basically, yeah, it was very raw. It was bad, okay? If you've seen any of This Is How You Don't Play, that's basically how they were. Now, a lot of times he would post different parts of his playthroughs, and he would just make a bunch of copy-paste versions of the same thumbnail, basically in whatever order. But he would post them with the thumbnails being in weird order. So he might post 8, 3, 4, 5, 16. Like, it was just so wild. So the way he phrases it doesn't really do it justice to how, raw it really was. And saying it was just raw and not like super lazy is being generous. And I know commentary, daily commentary isn't like the most arduous thing ever. All right. But still, this was like raw. Like, imagine my quick rants, but like filmed with like a camcorder recording the screen. Like that. All right. And being focused on the game and constantly cracking just dumb jokes, like crude jokes, stupid jokes. I'm going to show you a couple at the end of this video. Don't worry. Or by the end of this video, you'll have seen a couple. Let's continue.
I am infamous. And what I mean by that is, even though there's a lot of people who like my content and they watch it at face value for what it is, there's probably equal or more people on the internet who watch my content for negative purposes. You call them almost like hate watchers, all right? For some reason, I've had a very unique situation where over the years people have found a way to tether themselves onto me in a very negative and toxic fashion.
So what he's describing there is just being a lol cow. He also calls himself infamous, like he's like Django Fett or something. Like, it's okay. People just make fun of you. You're not, a Pablo Escobar out here, okay? Just calm down. You are well known for bad reasons, I'll give you that. So, I mean, I guess you can fit into the infamous definition if you really wanted to. The infamous DSP. I mean, if you want the title that bad, but still, like, it's just people making fun of you. And there have been a lot of people who have profited off of making fun of you. In fact, one of my favorite YouTubers, It's a Gundam, he literally made fun of DSP for years. And every now and then he'll still crack a joke about him. And some of his videos about DSP have gotten millions of views because people just like to make fun of DSP and they like to laugh at DSP because of the ridiculous things he's said and done.
When I first started as a content creator 14 years ago, the internet was a very different place. You basically could say or do whatever the heck you wanted with no repercussions, and no one really was ever offended at anything you said or did. And so the person who I was many years ago was very rude, crude, constantly doing very irreverent, over-the-top commentary purposefully to try to get a rise out of my viewership. The more ridiculous thing I said, the more attention I would get. And this mentality earned me one of the top spots as a video game commentator on YouTube back in the day. I was known as one of the top Let's Players, even though I always called them video game playthroughs. How do you use rations? You go grab these rations, I don't understand how do I eat the rations?
I don't know how to use my reactions. I have no idea. What? Oh, come on. You know what? This is fucking mad annoying. I can tell the whole game's gonna be like this, too.
So he's just using Schrodinger's douchebag here. Just being like, hey, I made all those dumb jokes because I thought people would think they were funny. I was trying to get a rise out of people. That's not what I actually thought, even though I kept saying them over and over again. He doesn't seem like a guy who's going to commit to a bit for that long. I don't see it, you know. I don't think that all of that stuff was a bit. And you can go watch his This Is How You Don't plays, because there's tons of them. There's tons of them out there. And he's constantly making the same jokes over and over again. So what do you think is more likely? He completely changed how he views things and how he wants to say things, or he pivoted so that he could get more money?
Over videos. However, very famously, back in around, I would say maybe 2010, 2011, I started to get a backlash from my viewer base. Basically, people had had enough of that style of commentary. They felt that perhaps I needed to evolve and change, and that maybe some of the things I was saying and doing in my videos was pretty irresponsible. In particular, the quality of the gameplay that I was putting out maybe was not worthy of the amount of views, attention, and quite frankly, money that I was getting as a result.
That's him. I thought that was her. What? She never even took my pants off? God damn it, I passed out again before the sex. Well, thanks to you, China's now the world superpower. I never got to see her boobs.
So I want to say, far be it from me to be like, oh, this stuff is just so crude. I don't understand why people would watch it, because like people have different tastes. Like I think Coco Melon is one of the most annoying things on the planet. But obviously there's audiences for it. There's going to be an audience for everything. So just because somebody thinks, oh, you don't deserve that money, that doesn't mean that you do or you don't. It just means that they feel that way. They might have a good reason for feeling that way. I don't think that, you know, he should feel bad about making all that money or getting all that prestige that he had, you know, back when he was bigger than PewDiePie, which was a long time ago, granted, but it was still like a thing. He could have been so huge if he just hadn't fumbled the bag. But like, you know, especially now where like he still has a few 100,000 subscribers, but he's not popping. Like, I'm sure the video will get more attention than his normal videos get, because I saw Nick Diorio post a tweet about this video, and I'm sure more people are going to talk about it. But honestly, you know, there's no point in feeling bad about, you know, doing something that benefited you in the long run. That's just a quick little aside there. By the way, I am skipping around through the video. I'm getting clips. I'm not watching all the way through like I sometimes do.
Rightfully pointing out my flaws, my shortcomings, the things that I was doing wrong, even though a lot of the time that was kind of the joke of the content that I was putting out and the reason why people actually watched said content. These videos highlighted that content in a very negative, one-sided light, essentially making me out to be a buffoon, which in some cases was very accurate.
I don't understand how 1 second you can be like, oh man, they framed me in a negative light, but the way they tried to frame me was accurate. Like, is it accurate or is it not accurate? Like, and the thing is, he's talking about how he wants to tell his side of the story and that there's an interview opportunity. I watched the first 12 minutes of this. He barely talked about it. There was a little something in his description. Other than that, he didn't even really talk about it. So I get that he's going through like his lore, but like if you know enough about DSP to even click the video, like if the video is in your purview, you probably already know this stuff. But you know, hey, even though I've criticized DSP already in this video, if he somehow has watched to this point, DSP, I will interview. I will 100% interview you. We can do it anytime, pretty much. I'll clear my schedule for you, okay? Because I don't know what type of time zone you live in or anything like that. So I know I'm a small YouTuber, but hey, you could do a small guy a favor, you know, help out the little guy. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'll make sure to check it. I don't know how to DM on the website. I'm still trying to figure that out. But as soon as I do, I promise you I will send you something. Because you said if you have serious inquiries to hit you up, and I will. I'm going to give a shout out to This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 3 clips that I used for this. Whoever that guy was, thank you for those. Alright, that's pretty much all I have to say about the video. Did DSP get a bad rap? I guess on some level maybe, but like it also is kind of his fault. So, you know, what can you really do? But that's all I have to say on the matter. Thank you all for watching so much. Goodbye. I said that's so weird. Okay. Actually, bye now.
I award you the ribbon of stupidity.